the will to win. Is the will to win.
Your commitment to excellence and your will to win will endure forever. You will not.
Yo, welcome to the 2-for-1 Nation podcast. I'm your host, SC Raiders Talk. I'm waiting on my boy Twuan. He's fixing up his stuff. You feel me? He's fixing up his stuff and stuff like that. But shout out to everybody that's in here so far, man. It's a tough week. It's one of those weeks that we kind of forget. We kind of forget that there's a game. I feel like I forgot there was still another week of football for the Raiders. That's how much the debate has been going on between the coaches, stuff like that, other things like that, of course. Revolving around all those things there. Let me fix that. But obviously, the road must go on. And even though we are, of course, how do I say it? We're not in playoff contention. We still, in my opinion, have to win out. You feel me? So let me see if he's here. Oh, it's still bugging. It's still bugging. But shout out to everybody that's in here so far. Let me salute everybody that's in here so far. Robert Penda in the building was good. Raider Resistance in the building was good. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to JB in the building. JB, SoCal Sal in the building was good. Good to see everybody, man. Capitan Rafael was good. Wild Turkey. Salute. Shout out to everybody, man. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. But he's backstage, man. Let me get him on here. You already know my co-host for the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man. You already know. Hey, his style of play is always the brown crackers, of course, man. Also, the host of the Raider Twuan show over there, and also on top of that, host of one of the best chats in his eyes at the congregation. My boy here, Raider Twuan in the building. What's good, Twuan?
Hey, what's good? What's good? 2-for-1 Nation podcast, two brothers for one nation, and shout out and blessings to everybody. And you know I got to give a shout out to the best chat, and I mean the best chat that YouTube has to offer, and that's the congregation.
You already know, man. Shout out to Bugsy. What's good, Bugsy? Good to see everybody in here, man. And of course, I don't know about you, Twuan. There's a lot to talk about. There's been a lot of things circulating the Raider Nation in just a week. And it made me, I don't know about you, but it made me forget that there's a game still. Like,
Right?
That's how much stuff has been going. Like, I've heard so much draft talk, coach talk, and nobody has really previewed the game coming up that we got. So, of course, we're going to talk about everything. You feel me? Shout out to everybody in here, man. We're going to talk about all the hottest debates right now in Raider Nation. The quarterback play, the head coaching job. Oh, my God. And if you guys seen the college football playoff so far, it's one sight to see, man. If you love football in general, that's something to see. And there's a national championship on Monday. And it's practically, I ain't gonna lie, if you're a Raider fan, I would recommend watching it. Because the hottest debates right now is if we need a new quarterback and if we need a new head coach. And both of these guys are clashing. Michael Penix Jr. versus Jim Harbaugh on Monday afternoon, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So I would recommend, if you're a Raider fan, go check out that college football national championship because it's going to be one to see. But how are you doing, Twuan? Ever since last game, man, how you feeling?
You know what? It's kind of I'm like doing this because like I feel okay, but not okay. It's kind of like one of those, half and half kind of situations. Is now I did call for us to win this game, against the Colts, but what really overall, if I gave a paintbrush of what the game was, everything that we identify were issues of this team overall just showed its ugly head all in this one game. And, can I be mad? Yeah. But can I not be mad? Yeah. And the positive is that the things that we need to fix and the things that we need to adjust, and obviously we're probably going to talk about that a lot today for sure. Those things that we need to adjust, they're right in our face. I don't think it's anything, I don't think anybody's going to be like, oh, we need a kicker, and someone else is going to say, oh, we need a safety. You know what I'm saying? I think everybody's going to say we need about 3 or 4 things, and then we'll be good. And that's the positive, is that I think even us can identify what we need, that these professionals that are getting paid to do this should be able to address these things. But it's going to have to take the off season to get it done. It's going to take some tough moves. It's going to take some tough decisions, but the decisions are there. It's like, just using an example. We need a linebacker. Everybody knows we need a linebacker. That's the easy decision.
Yeah.
But what linebacker is
Exactly.
the tough decision?
Yeah.
And we're gonna have to do that with a lot of things moving forward. So it's kind of still kind of a wait and see and play things out. I hope that going into this upcoming game, that they don't slack off, that they take it as business as usual, and hopefully, and my hope is that the momentum that we do have, especially at the end of the season, kind of rolls into going into next season.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a tough game, and
Obviously, yeah.
the Colts did what they did, and they're very similar to us, honestly.
Yeah.
And when you break down just in essence what they are as a team, and it was they made less mistakes than we did. I'll say it like that.
Mm-hmm. And it sucks, it's a game that was winnable. It was very winnable, we only lost by a field goal. Like, it wasn't that bad of a scoreline. And honestly, when I look at that game, it's very similar to the past few games. We've been on and off on offense all year long, and it's getting at a point where it's like, when are we ever gonna have this offense and defense be on the same page? Like, we've every single year, there's always it used to be the offense was putting up 30 points per game and the defense was allowing 30 points per game. Now it's the opposite. The defense is preventing less than 15 points a game, but the offense can't even score more than 15 sometimes. So it's getting ridiculous at this point. I think we just keep not being balanced in the offseason. I think that's one of the main things. I think we continue to have this mindset of, wow, we need more defense. Let's focus on defense. But then the organization always focuses on that, what we want. And then they don't focus on the other side of the ball, and it's getting at a point where it's like, we need to know these coaches, the organization, the fan base needs to notice that we need to first look at all these special, I guess you could say, these special, I like to call them special positions, the quarterback position, the defensive
Mhm.
positions, these positions that are so important in certain systems. You need to be able to first target first and then fix the rest of the stuff. I get it. The trenches are the most important thing. That's obvious. But if you don't have a quarterback, if you don't have in this eyes, Patrick Graham's defense, you like the middle linebacker, you have a safety that comes up as a box, and then you also have a D tackle. Those are like the most important 3 positions in Patrick Graham's defense. Why didn't we target a really good superstar, or at least a good enough defensive tackle, so we can have him throughout the whole season instead of waiting until this last few weeks for the D tackles to step up? And then, of course, with the offense, it just doesn't look like it's clicking. And that all had to do with the hiring of the coach, which, that really screwed us up. People don't realize that. People are giving a lot of shit to Aiden O'Connell, a lot of shit to even Antonio Pierce. I seen a lot of people switched up. We lost to the Colts, and now all of a sudden they want Antonio Pierce out. And I'm sitting here like, we just beat the Chiefs, and you guys were the same people saying that this guy was our coach. So for me, it all has to fall into being on the same page, and actually stop making the same mistake we've always been making. And that kind of leads me to, you
You
know,
know,
yeah, go ahead.
no, and talking about the offense, and I've said this on my channel, but I'll say it here for those that are not subscribed to my channel for whatever reason. But anyway, you know, our best option was our only option.
Yeah.
And I'll say it like I said it on my channel. At quarterback, our best option was our only option, and our only option was a 4th-round quarterback rookie. So we were in offensively, we were in a hole going in halfway into this season. As soon as we flipped to getting rid of Josh McDaniels, not only Josh McDaniels, but the offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? You totally stripped the offense and decided to have a quarterbacks coach and a third string quarterback that doesn't get reps during practice or doesn't get hella reps, you know what I'm saying, during practice, all of a sudden be the starter. So we were going to be behind the ball. But even with that being said, the best option was our only option. And our only option was a 4th-round rookie.
Fact. Shout out to Pizzo, man. He says we need an OC first. Shout out to OG Raiders 805. Cool, Kev. Good to see you. He says the question was, this a normal season for the Raiders? So much drama. It's a normal season when you got drama, man, and when you got a lot of stuff. Once we have a normal season, then we could judge the team. It's been an up and down season once again. There's always something that happens. Like there's always something. The Chandler Jones incident, right? The fire and yeah.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say the firing of Josh McDaniels in the middle of the season. The even before the rug situation a couple years back, and then it's like so much. There's always so much, man. There's always so much. A shout out to Team 209. So to me, it's like at the end of the day, we need to focus on what's important. And I feel like a lot of us focus on other things, and even the organization focuses on other things. I feel like we lost our mojo of thinking about the Super Bowl because we've had so many losing seasons. It's unbelievable. It's like 19 out of 21 seasons so far in the 2000s. So I'm sitting there like, come on, like you're telling me we can't build a team? Like you're telling me we can't build a coaching staff that is like, I'm tired of the same mistake happening over and over again, man. And um obviously there's a lot of debates going on right now. What I like to call one of my favorite times of the year because it's happened so many times recently. It's the off season where there's gonna be a lot of heated debates. There's gonna be a lot of trash talking within the nation. There's gonna be a lot of jabs being thrown on both sides of the cylinders. But what were you gonna say though, Twan? I seen you got like a little idea or something.
You said Chandler Jones, and that two things. Every time we go, every time there's a game, Chandler Jones goes live on IG.
It's so weird, bro.
That's one. And then as of recent, did you know that Chandler Jones is a I ain't gonna say it because we're gonna get canceled on YouTube. But did you know what I really want to say? But I'm gonna filter it. Did you know that Chandler Jones got a tattoo on the top of his head now?
Oh.
Did you know that?
Going on with that? I seen something like that, but I didn't think it was like a. I thought he was just laying down, bro.
No, he has a tattoo on the top of his head now. Yeah, that's tattooed on his head.
That's interesting.
So, look, if I'll say this in regards to Raider news. If we don't get no money back from this Chandler Jones situation, I'm just saying, if we don't get no money back, because every week, I'm gonna say it like that, every week there's more evidence to dig this man deeper in a hole. And I don't know who's on his team. I don't know who's on his squad. I don't know who his agent is. I don't know who's talking to this cat. But like you incriminating yourself, dog. Like just stop. for your own good. I'm sorry. Go
Nah,
ahead.
you good, you good. Shout out to Ern. What's good, Ern? Westside Media in the house. Shout out to All Eyes on G. What's good, All Eyes? Good to see you. Pizzle says, if we clean in house the Bengals, defensive coordinator Lou Narumo. He also says Ben Johnson. And we'll talk about that. And that kind of leads me to the next one. The next little topic at hand, he says we're not getting the money back. Yeah, I don't think we're getting the money back either. But hopefully we do, right? This kind of leads me to the next, the turnaround here, right? Now the Colts and Raiders happen. We're eliminated from playoff contention, and then the talks start happening. The speculations, the talks, and this leads me to the first topic at hand. Patrick Graham, is he gone? I don't know if you've seen what he said, but I'm gonna let you guys. If you guys didn't see it, I'll let you guys. You guys let me know what you guys think if this is a farewell. But here you guys go. So you guys could hear it here. Can I put this full screen? No, I can't put this. Okay, here you go.
How much fun have you had coaching this group of guys?
Told the guys the other day, and I'm not going to get emotional, I promise you that. But I've had the most fun this year coaching this group of players than I had my whole career. Plain and simple. Not taking anything away from the guys I've coached before, but their growth, how they improved, how they embraced myself, coaches, the turmoil that we faced, and how they laid out there on the line for us, starting with our leader, Max, from him to the rookie that has the least amount of playing time. And I've had a lot of fun. Seeing them, go out there, win games, lose games, and try their best, and try to do what I'm asking them to do, learn from their mistakes. Again, it's just been a real fun year. I mean, I've been proud to be part of the Raiders. That's been a cool thing, just even when you think about the alumni and the people involved with this organization. It's been cool. I would say dope because I'm from the '90s. That's just
Yeah, talks about a little bit. You guys see it there. Talks a little bit about how this was the best group of guys he's ever worked with. Um, Twuan, what you thinking, man? Is he gone? Is that him saying goodbye?
I think be honest with you, I can say I don't know, but I feel like with what he just said, I think that's just his way of kind of saying, hey, we had a great season. There's still a possibility that I'm out the door, because I think if they're not solidifying that AP's the guy,
Yeah, that's what I'm
then
thinking.
Patrick Graham's going to be out the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And I think he's just kind of saying, hey, if you guys don't go in that direction, let me say my piece here. But I like to tie things together too. And the way that Patrick Graham was talking, it didn't sound like that. So you have Patrick Graham kind of giving what we call like a eulogy, right? My parting words, right? And then you have Patrick Graham. I mean, you have AP that's not saying that. So it's going to be interesting because, there is people saying, and these are not, I don't want to say these are professional analysts, but, there's people saying, oh, yeah, Patrick Graham may possibly get a head coaching job. Now, my personal beliefs in that, I don't think that Patrick Graham would want to be a head coach. I think he's comfortable being a defensive coordinator. And do I really see Patrick Graham being a head coach? No. That's just my personal opinion. So would I put weight on it? No, I wouldn't. I'm just kind of waiting and seeing how things pan out.
Yeah, and Everybody's saying, we get rid of PG, we're going backwards. I think he's gone. I don't think he wants to deal with the circus in Vegas. He isn't moving on. The defense hasn't been good in over 20 years. That's him covering all bases just in case it is a goodbye. I feel that. For me, obviously, I don't want Patrick Graham out. He showed why he's a good defensive coordinator. Um, there's a lot of possibilities that could happen with him. Obviously, there was talks of him even having a head coaching job last year, um, and then he stayed for another year, whatever the case may be. Um, and then Antonio Pierce, that's somebody else that I feel like I truly believe that he's connected to Patrick Graham, and if he's gone too. And that kind of leads me, obviously, I don't think. I hope. I'm gonna say this. I hope he doesn't go nowhere. But is a possibility for him to leave? Yeah, obviously. If he finds somewhere better, right? But I will say this, and this kind of leads me to the next one, right? Obviously, there's a big debate going on between two sides of the fence on the Raiders' next head coach. Obviously, on one side, you have the Michigan prodigy. I believe he coached. I believe he was in the same management or staff as Al Davis, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not tripping, I forgot he was a part of the Raiders somewhere. Some shit.
Mhm.
I forgot what it was. And then, obviously, on the other hand, you have an Antonio Pierce that, in my opinion, is a motivator, right? A motivator, a leader of men. Jim Harbaugh's more of that head coach. Know what I'm doing as a coach. But will you say a motivator? No, because you seen his tobacco over there in the Niners. What happened over there? If you guys don't know that, I would recommend to research it. It had to do with the locker room. Some players weren't playing for him. He kind of had a little bit of drama, whatever the case may be. But he's a head coach at the end of the day. He knows what it takes, the time management, how to use the timeouts, when to go for it. That's him. Antonio Pierce is more of that motivator. Hey, I'm gonna let these players run through a wall for me. Hey, we're gonna go out there and be a Raider. That's him. So shout out to Kevin Lurker in the building. What do you think, Twan? Jim Harbaugh, Antonio Pierce, and I'll add this extra one or other.
When I see those two names, I see what I say on my channel all the time, and that's retool and rebuild. With Harbaugh, it's a rebuild. He's most likely going to wipe out everything and start all over. Antonio Pierce is a retool. Of course, there's going to be some people that are going to leave, but he knows what pieces he needs to bring in order for us to win. Also, with that being said, and Eric said it, Antonio Pierce is a leader of men. And we know that this locker room, I'm not going to say 100%, because we always know that there's somebody that may not necessarily disagree. But a good 90% of this a good 90+% of this locker room is rolling with Antonio Pierce. We know that 90% of this locker room is not lost with Antonio Pierce. Versus Harbaugh, we're always going to have to question, did he lose the locker room? Because we've seen him lose other locker rooms. So you're running into those scenarios, and what do you want to do? What do you want to do?
He said there's options don't settle for a coach that wants his ass kicked. He got beaten to retirement by Pete Carroll. Need to find a legit OC and keep AP. Harbaugh would be a king at Michigan. I think Harbaugh gets the bag at Michigan. There's no reason the Raiders haven't announced AP as the head coach is not a good thing. There's no reason the Raiders has. Oh, I get you. Harbaugh lost the locker room in San Francisco. I think he did, if I'm not mistaken. It's something with the locker room. I forgot if it was in Michigan in the beginning or it was the Niners, but it was one of those, bro. I need to go double check. Um,
They had issues in the locker room over there at the Niners.
like locker room issues, organization issues, something to do with
Mhm.
it, right? Obviously, and there's one of them, obviously, and right there, Harbaugh left San Francisco because of friction with the GM. That's another, like I said, the organization as well. So I don't know that's the full context to it, but at the end of the day, we don't want drama, bro. We keep having drama every year. Do you really want another situation where you feel me, where that comes from? And oh, good.
And also, and also this too with Harbaugh, and I'm not trying to, you know, I feel like a politician at this point, but um, with Harbaugh, the organizational part of it, do we want to go back to a head coach wanting to do everything? You know what I'm saying? Like, do we want to go back to the head coach being the GM, the head coach, and the offense and defensive coordinator? Like, we've seen that burn, and we've seen that plane crash so many times with this organization. What was Josh McDaniels, an offensive coordinator that was a head coach and was trying to juggle being an offensive coordinator and a head coach, and also try to have his hand in the defense? Then later on, we figured out that he was also stirring the pot with Ziegler in the GM room. Do we want that problem? What was John, and I like John Gruden, but what was the issue with John Gruden? He was trying to be the head coach, the offensive coordinator, and the GM.
Hmm.
And how did that overall work out for us?
Hmm.
Do we want to continue? And those are the tough questions. Like I said, there's some tough decisions that need to be made from Mark Davis, but those are the questions we got to ask. Do we want to continue to go down that beaten road, and that movie again? I need to go to my microwave and pop some popcorn, because we've seen this movie before. We bring in a head coach that wants to do everything and can't handle everything, and then guess what? The plane crashes.
I feel that. Um, Now I see my 2 cents. I'm not gonna go in that route because This is not a show of racism and stuff like that. But I will say, you think I'm making this shit up, right? It's kind of funny because you're probably used to all these guys kissing ass to like head coaches like Harbaugh. I get it. He hasn't had a losing season. I get that 100% earned. But let's be honest, bro. He not only is he did he get bounced out the league. Let's be honest. He got his ass kicked in big games. He hasn't really won any big games. I mean, the biggest game he's won is he made it to the Super Bowl. He lost. He got smacked in the Super Bowl. He got smacked silly off the Super Bowl, number one. And I was a big Harbaugh fan last year. I'm off of Harbaugh, bro, because it's gonna be the same thing as Art Shell, where we bring in a guy that used to be a coach, just like Gruden, right? Which obviously Gruden was working. I will give Gruden that it was working, and then the whole email shit happened. But obviously, that. And you said, oh, you haven't heard anything about the locker room. Well, if you heard what I said in the, how do I say this, in the wording I said, I said, I think there was things about him losing the locker room. I said, there was things. Now, where do you think I'm getting this from? I'm not making it up, my 2 cents. According to sources I'm speaking with, including many of the 49ers locker room, Jim Harbaugh may be already be losing the players. Rappaport said on NFL game day morning. If you listen to my wordings clearly, I didn't say he exactly lost the locker room. I said he, and I quote, potentially lost the locker room as well. Listen to the words I'm saying. We get Jim Harbaugh. We're making the same mistake we did with Josh McDaniels last year. And the reason being is because we have a guy right in our faces that could be a really good guy for the players, for people to show effort, heart, and stuff like that. And then now we're going to go give it up to somebody else that could potentially be good again. We don't know if he's going to be the same way he was with the Niners. How do we know that 100%? Explain to me. The guy has been out of the league for how many years now? 2 to 3? With Michigan? He went to college football. Why didn't he stay? Why didn't he stay in the NFL? Why didn't he get another job in the NFL? Why didn't he take any other job in the NFL? Last year, why didn't he take any job in the NFL? Just saying, bro. Just saying. You feel me? Just saying. Harbaugh and McDaniels are not even close to the same. I know they're not close to the same. One's an idiot, the other one's actually a proven head coach. But let's be honest, bro. He also coached at Stanford. At Stanford and jumped to the 49ers in a hell of a run. Wasn't he younger then? Isn't he 60 right now? Isn't he 60 right now? We can't compare back then to now. This is a whole different ballgame out here in the NFL. This is a whole different ballgame. But look, obviously Jim Harbaugh is the head coach. Obviously, the guy literally has been a proven head coach. He's had winning seasons. He's made the playoffs, won the NFC Championship. Now beat Alabama, which Alabama should have never been in. Let's be honest, in the playoffs. But I'm not gonna even get into there. But obviously, when I say it, he obviously is a winner. He obviously wins games. He doesn't win big games, but he gets there, right? He has a lot of accolades that makes him a head coach. But when you put Jim Harbaugh next to Antonio Pierce, would you rather have Jim Harbaugh, right? Right? And I'm going to say this, right? I'm going to let you guys decide. This is the question for you guys. Would you rather have Jim Harbaugh and a whole new offensive coordinator, whole new defensive coordinator, and possibly him change up the whole players? Or would you rather have obviously Antonio Pierce and possibly the keeping of Graham and a new offensive coordinator? What you guys think? There you go. That's that. Throwing that out there for you guys. You guys choose between those two. Me, Antonio Pierce for me. I think I don't want to lose a guy like that knows how to be a Raider, man. He just knows it. Like, how can you just throw that guy away and just be like, fuck it, you know? For me, I'm not going through another rebuilding stage again, bro. I'm not. Ern, obviously he's a legitimate candidate. There's a reason why I put his name, right? I could have put Ben Johnson right there against Antonio Pierce. I could have put Dan Campbell against Antonio Pierce. I could have put Rob Ryan against Antonio Pierce, but I put Jim Harbaugh for a reason. Because that's probably the next candidate next to Antonio Pierce. There's a reason why I put him there. I put Jim Harbaugh as Antonio Pierce. But in my eyes, I think AP is the best for the job. That is my opinion. You feel me? I just don't want to make the same mistake as before. That's all. I don't want a potential, bro. I want somebody that's going to come in here and know. You feel me?
Especially when we, and I keep saying we, but I'm gonna say we in the sense of me and Eric. Like, we both can look at this roster and say we're only a couple of pieces away. You know what I'm saying? We're only a couple of pieces away from actually getting something done over here. And to say that you have to totally wipe out a complete roster to do that, that just takes more time. You know what I'm saying? And me and Eric, we can do a live on that too, of what pieces we need to, what pieces we need to do, we need to fill, or where do we need to address. But we know that we're only a couple of pieces away from actually being a competitive team. I be honest with you, this year, I think we could have been a competitive team if Jimmy G could have been the veteran quarterback that we expected for him, you know what I'm saying, to be. Because what we got from Jimmy G was not what we was not what he was doing.
Mhm.
You know, so we got a downgrade of what Jimmy G was, and I, again, you guys know me, I don't even know why we brought Hoyer over here. You know what I'm saying? But we're only a couple of pieces away. We really are. And for someone to feel like they need to come in and wipe that out, I'm not for it. And how many times have we gone through looking for a coach that that will change the culture and establish our identity as a team? When's the last time when, you know, and these are uh I don't want to say hypothetical questions, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The questions of what you need to really ask yourselves. Like, in this short period of time, Antonio Pierce not only established the culture, but he established the identity of our team overall. Despite the execution on the offensive side of the ball, we have an identity and we have a culture.
Back,
When's the
shout out to
last
Dolphins.
time we had that with a coach?
Shout out to Dolphins for life. What's good? Keep AP. Period. He beat Alabama. Keep AP. Get an OC. Harbaugh didn't change the defense when he took over. He added more to the defense when Singletary was let go. All I gotta say is, this is what have you done for me lately, league? We don't know what Harbaugh is gonna be for us, but we know what AP is capable of. Give him an OC, a real quarterback, and a full season. Jack Kenna was good. Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody, man. If AP is not hired, then there will be a teardown. I'm gonna need more than a couple pieces. I need a quarterback. Agreed. Maybe a running back. I disagree. Three offensive linemen. Three offensive linemen. So I'm thinking you're gonna say the right tackle, the right guard, and the center.
Center.
I believe, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, I agree there. You know, most likely I agree there. Tight end. Well, we have a tight end.
Mm-hmm.
It's just he got hurt. You feel me? Uh, but a backup tight end, I would say, a backup quarterback, another wide receiver, and a corner and a safety. Well, the safeties did pretty good, in my opinion. The safeties did pretty good, in my opinion. I think the safeties did good. They didn't allow a single touchdown since week 8. I think till the Colts game. I think, if I'm not mistaken. They did, the safeties did good. In my opinion, Trayvon Merrick, Marcus Epps is good. Maybe get a backup safety, obviously. You got Chris Smith, Isaiah Palomao, stuff like that. A corner, I agree with you there. We do need a corner to add on to Jack Jones, Nate Hobbs, and all those guys. Backup quarterback, obviously, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer gone. Um, but everything you named there is one off season. If that all like everything you named there is one off season.
I, I,
Um,
I I'm looking at this. I'm canceling out the wide receiver. I'm canceling out safety, and I'm looking at this, and I think all of this could be addressed in our draft alone. this
quarterback, yeah.
ain't even just free agency. We have all of our picks this year, so all of that can be addressed in the draft. You know what I'm saying? And again, like Eric said, it's an off season. That's why I'm saying we're not that far away. Like, we just gotta get to the off season. You know what I'm saying? Get the groceries in the draft, and I think if we hit on those things, we'll be good. Of course, they'll have their undrafted free agents they pick up, and everything else that's a bonus to the roster. And of course, we'll have money in free agency if we decide to fork out some cash for somebody, in that way. But again, that's all one off season.
Um, he says, so you're okay with Morg at free safety? You don't think Morg did good this season? Ern, I gotta
More,
get you back on the show, Ern, because you and me are disagreeing a lot this year. Last year we agreed on a lot. This year we're disagreeing on a lot. Ern, I gotta get you back on the show, bro. We gotta debate, bro, because
er,
I think Morg did good. I don't think
Ern,
he did bad.
outside of last week, because I know that's probably what you're gonna say. Outside of last week, when have our safeties got beat deep?
In my opinion, Amik was the one that got beat. I know people are gonna hate on me for this because they're like, you're hating on Amik again.
And
But it
and
was a cover zero, and Amik got to man up his guy and got burnt. That was not on the safety.
that route is hard to cover.
It is, but then you can't blame the safety for what he got to do. You can't blame the safety for what he had to do.
That route is hard to cover. That the covers that they had on that, like you said, it was a cover zero, so they were hoping that the front would get home.
Yeah.
But that cross that actually starts from one side of the field and goes all the way to the other side of the field, that is a hard cover for any corner.
Shout out to
So
Garrett.
yeah,
It was good to see you. Long time no see, man. Good to see you back. Hope all is well, man. Hope all is well. Good to see you. Shout out to Chile in the building. Was good to see everybody here, man. Hopefully I didn't miss anybody. He said Mork improved, but I'm not good with him starting. Oh, I'm cool with him starting. I don't think he did bad. I don't think that's the point. Morgan improved. Why knock his progression? That's in my opinion. I don't think you knocked the progression. As far as receiver, I think you said something about you need a fourth receiver. So we have what? Adams, Mayers, Renfro, which I think Renfro's gone. I think Renfro's gone. So I do believe we need a receiver. But in my opinion, I think you could establish that in the draft. Or a veteran receiver on free agency. I think the offensive line you could take care of free agency. Obviously, I think you can. At least two of the three. I think you could take a veteran wide receiver for cheaper than 6 mil, 7 mil, easy. I think tight end, if you want a tight end that bad, there's decent tight ends that could do the job that doesn't cost too much. I think there is. I have to go do my research exactly. The quarterback position, which we'll talk about that right now. The quarterback position is going to be an interesting one because that one is another debate between what do you do, a veteran quarterback, rookie quarterback, Aiden O'Connell, blah blah blah, and the corner obviously, it's somebody we could get a veteran and it's
yeah.
just this year's draft is not that deep in safety. It's not that deep in that I could think of. Not that deep in tight end. Not that deep in defensive ends, defensive tackles. It's more of a quarterback deep draft, wide receiver deep draft. It's also not that deep in corner either. So you might need to get like a veteran corner on that spot. But I think it's one off season. I really truly believe it's one off season. Unless you get rid of a lot of people. Then if you're talking about Jacobs gone and Devontae Adams gone, Renfro gone, then you're talking about a whole different like situation, right?
But
But
I
as
don't
of you don't think so?
I don't think they're going to get rid of Renfro because the reason and the reason why I'm saying that is because the money that's on the books for Renfro.
Okay.
Who's gonna alleviate us from Renfro's duties in
Mm,
regards to the money? So with that being said, you keep him here and he's a part of this roster again. He knows the system. He knows what's expected. Now you have your four wide receivers already are already ready to go. You have DA, you have Myers, you have Renfro, and you have Tucker. And then you have obviously DeAndre Carter's the guy in the wings, but he's more of a special teamer. But he can get out there too. So I do we really need a wide receiver? If you can move Renfro and get the money off of that, then yeah, what I'm saying, yeah, then you're gonna have to address that. But I don't think anybody's gonna try to get him off of our books.
hmm. He says Aiden stinks like 12 Jamaicans slapboxing in an elevator. God damn. Saints will happily take Renfro. DeAndre Carter, wide receiver, bro. Come on. Trey Tucker's above DeAndre Carter. I think DeAndre Carter's like fifth in the depth chart. It's what? As of right now, It's Adams, Renfro, Mayers, Tucker. Yeah, DeAndre Carter is the fifth one.
Hey, Ern, I'm not trying to have a battle with you, but I need you to go back and watch DeAndre Carter before he came to the Raiders. Okay. And there's a lot of times, and I that's why I was so adamant about Abdullah, because I saw what Abdullah did with other offenses that this offense and these head coaches just did not see until Bo Hardegree decided to use him more than he was being used. So go back and watch what he did with the Chargers, and you'll see that he can be a wide receiver.
He says, I don't want to run the ball 30 plus times a game. Yeah, I don't either, bro. And running every play is going to cost you a lot of games, bro. I think Epps helps Morik, but I ain't letting a good year from Morik crown him. I think you just leave him for another year, show improvement, keep improving him, stuff like that. Truly just a few pieces away from being a consistent playoff contender, a playmaking quarterback, right back, the fuck? Running back, right tackle, dominant DT, and a true sideline to sideline linebacker. I like that. A few pieces: running back, quarterback, dominant DT, true sideline. Because I think, this is what I'm gonna say right now, right? The edges is complete. Malcolm Koonce, Max Crosby, that's done. Boom, it's good. That duo is good. I'm good with that. Whatever. Jack Jones is good. Nate Hobbs is good. Amit could be good at certain times, but he shows a lot of effort and he plays out there with strong intent. So I'm keeping him. So we do need another cornerback. Then you look at the safeties. I'm not going to fuck up Merrick's progression, but I'm also not saying we wouldn't even bring in another veteran safety. Epps, Morik, I'm fine with that. Chris Smith the second behind him, Isaiah Palomar behind him, and then bring in another veteran safety behind him. I'm good with that, right? That's already two. D tackles, bring another D tackle in, maybe one from the draft. Wide receivers, if the potential of Adams, Renfro, or DeAndre Carter or any other receiver gone, then we'll talk about what other receivers there are out there. But there's a lot of veteran receivers that are in free agency that are a little bit on the older side, not 30 plus, but like around the 25 plus range that you could get for a decent amount, of salary, an easiest salary. And then as far as the offensive line, you go out there and get some veterans, right? Would I be mad if they get a new center and a guard and they stick with a Luminor? I wouldn't be mad. I know people are gonna be like, "What? You like a?" I wouldn't be mad if they do that. That's at least boosting at least 2 of the 3 spots. I mean, at the end of the day, Illuminar had his bright spots and also had a really shit spots in most of the cases. So, we need a really good center and we need a really good guard. So it could help there in the inside. Um, we need a veteran in general in multiple spots. If not, go out there in the draft, obviously. Um, Tight end, Mayers got hurt. I think he's still a good tight end. I think he's a good possession, but I do think there should be more people behind him. Austin Hooper was non-existent. We had a little bit of fluctuation with the injuries in the tight end position, so I do think we need stuff. Now we can move on to the next debate that has to do with our quarterback. Obviously, we have the rookie, the veteran, or stay with Aiden O'Connell. So what you thinking at the quarterback position, Twuan? You think rookie, veteran, or stay with Aiden O'Connell?
Talking about moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
I think we only need one more wide. I think we only need one more quarterback.
A starting one or a backup one?
Starter. It's going to be competition for a starter. So I think what we should do is we should draft a quarterback, have him compete with Aiden O'Connell, and whoever loses becomes our emergency quarterback. Because I think Jimmy G is still going to be on the roster, money wise. And I'm saying money wise. Again, if we could get rid of Jimmy G and somebody alleviates us from those duties, then of course we're going to need a starter and then a backup. But you're not going to have Jimmy G be your emergency quarterback at whatever millions of dollars that we have on his bill. So he's going to be our backup quarterback. But whoever comes in, they're going to compete with Aiden O'Connell for that starting job. And whoever wins obviously becomes a starter. And then we have 3 quarterbacks on the roster.
I feel that. For me, Pizzle says Kirk Cousins, Jameis Winston, Wilson, none of the above. Uh, uh, sign Russell Wilson to vet minimum and trade up for future franchise quarterback. So you would take a wait. You would trade up to the first round and then sign Russell Wilson too. You said the vet min. I don't think Russell Wilson would take a vet min, but I mean, if that's possible, a vet min, shit. I mean, rookie Penix will be available. I like Penix, man. I've been saying Penix for a long time, man. I like Penix. You know, a lot of people think. Um, I'd rather go for Mike Marks. Hire AP, draft Caleb Williams. Oh, he says Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, or trade for Justin Fields. Bring back PG as DC and address the defense some more. If we do those things, we're winning the Super Bowl. Okay, Lake Show Raider.
And we're at the 11th spot. So I'm also, and I said this too. If there's a quarterback that whoever it is, our offensive coordinator says that's my guy, I'm just gonna say Caleb, even though I'm not really a Caleb, fan. Caleb's our guy. I'm cool with trading up and us not having to pick maybe in 2025 if we get our guy this year. You know what I'm saying? Like if we get our guy and we moved up to go get our guy, I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? So and we have all of our picks. Like it's not just this year, but 2025, 26, 27. I believe we have all of our picks. So if we're losing some picks in the future because we got our guy now, go ahead and get him. You know what I'm saying? Move up and get that guy. So like I said, we don't have to get 2 quarterbacks. We just need to get one. If Jimmy G again stays on our books for next year.
Shout out to D Menace. Shout out to Willie Wayne in the building. It was good. Good to see you guys, man. Shout out to Lakeshore. Already says salute. Faith, salute. Calvin Owens. We could sign Russell Wilson for 1.2. I don't think he'll take 1.2, bro. I don't think he'll take 1.2. But if that's a possibility, then fuck it. But 1.2, I think that's out of reach for him. I would rather have Fields over Russell. He is a lot younger. I would have Fields over Russell too. Exactly. Exclamation mark. Oh yeah, make sure exclamation mark Discord membership stuff like that. It'll pop up and stuff like that. Facts. No way Russell signs vet min. ALC shouldn't even be here. It's clearly not an NFL quarterback. Ooh, I think he's a backup quarterback. I don't think he's that bad of a quarterback. I mean, the guy scored what 299 yards last game, 2 touchdowns. What else you want from him? Hey, I will say this. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody knows that last year I was supporting our old quarterback a lot. You know, some people called me, an ass kisser, whatever the case may be. I know a lot of people out there were calling me that. So everybody knows I defended the old quarterback at times, right? But I will say this. If I'm not mistaken, he put up similar stats to Carr. If I'm just throwing it out there. I'm just throwing it out there. If we really go talk about it, at the end of the day, Aiden O'Connell at least deserves to be backup. I wouldn't say he deserves to be out of the league, USL, UFL, whatever the hell The Rock is doing over there. I don't know what the fuck The Rock is doing over there, XFL, some shit. But he's going to be a backup. I think he's a good backup. I think he's going to be a backup.
And those that want Aiden O'Connell off the team, you're wasting more money. We're going to have to spend more money again and get somebody to fill in that spot instead of having what I always call cheap labor. You have a backup or emergency quarterback on a rookie contract. That's a good situation. So all this. Oh, we need to get rid of him. Like, that's the reason why we're in the situation we're in, where our roster ain't totally built out the way that it really should be, because we've been get rid of this guy, get rid of this guy. This guy's a bum. Like, just let the rookie just let the rookie contract play out. Just let it play out.
My bad, SC. I forgot to acknowledge before jumping in the chat. What up, bro? What up, man? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to everybody in here, man. Hopefully, everybody has some good holidays, good New Year's, Christmas, stuff like that. Keep aiding. So just fill a roster spot with someone that is not capable of winning. Everybody's depth. You're trying to build a super squad of all quarterbacks are going to be super well talent. That's not possible, bro. That is not possible. Gardner Minshew mania in the Colts is somebody that has been bounced around from team to team. Then you have teams like, how do I say it? Let me think of teams real quick. The Buccaneers. Who thought Baker Mayfield would have been what the fuck Baker Mayfield is this year? Baker Mayfield just turned the corner out of a sudden. I don't know what the fuck. I think somebody needs to drug test him. Somebody needs to drug test Baker Mayfield, because there's no way Baker Mayfield putting up those fucking points without drugs or something, bro, because that is crazy. And then obviously you have, these, a little bit of Cinderella stories, right? The Giants with the, the Italian quarterback over there and stuff like that. For me, I think Aiden O'Connell, is good enough to be a backup. At the end of the day, the guy's a fourth round talent. What did you expect him starting? Like, what did you expect from him? Did you expect him to go out there 4 touchdowns a game? Hell no. So for me, I think he's a good backup, and then you would go get a veteran quarterback from the uh, the uh, the free agency as a backup, or a backup in front of Aiden O'Connell. Depends on how good that veteran quarterback is. And then for me, obviously, I would draft the quarterback. I think that's the best option for us, in my opinion. And I think that whoever we draft is the starting quarterback next year. As much as I like Aiden O'Connell and I think he has a lot of potential, I just think that any of these rookie quarterbacks that we got right now is probably, if not a higher ceiling, in my opinion. I like Michael Penix. Michael Penix has been one of my favorites, but he does have 2 torn ACLs in his lifetime. But he came back. He has one of those stories where people counted him out, and he came out, and look, he's on the national championship now. And if you guys didn't watch that Texas game, this guy could show you his release, his accuracy, his deep ball, his movement in the pocket. Another guy, Jaden Daniels. If people want somebody that wants to run so much, Jaden Daniels will be your guy. From LSU, a guy that had 1,000+ rushing yards, 10 touchdowns rushing, and 40 touchdowns passing, with over 3,500 yards passing. A guy that's pretty good and is familiar with Antonio Pierce, by the way. And then you obviously have Bo Nix, Oregon prodigy. Is he better than Justin Herbert coming out of college? I mean, he just broke that record for most, I think, most touchdowns in the Oregon season. So some may say yes, some may say no, but for me, it's kind of I'm kind of 50-50 on that guy. And then obviously you have
Oregon quarterbacks in general. I don't know.
Yeah, and then and then Caleb Williams, and Caleb Williams has until January 15th to say if he wants to join the draft. He hasn't officially stated that he's going to enter the draft. I know a lot of people are speculating because he opted out of the bowl game. So in about 11 days, Caleb Williams will know if he enters the draft. If he does, that's going to turn this whole fucking draft around. I'll tell you that much. As much as I'm kind of off him a little, as a USC fan, he has a lot of potential. That guy's still good, man. And he's one of the youngest quarterbacks coming out of this class. If you guys didn't know, a lot of the quarterbacks in this year's class, they have a lot of potential, but they're also on the older side. A lot of 24, 23, 22-year-olds. I think Michael Penix is 24. Bo Nix is like 23. So they're a little bit on the older side. So, yeah, obviously. And then there's still other ones, right? There's Drake May, right? Drake May, the guy from North Carolina. Then you obviously have people like JJ McCarthy that's in the national championship right now. I see somebody put in there. JJ McCarthy from Michigan is another guy that is in the later rounds. So for me, obviously, my number 1 and 2 right now for me personally for the Raiders as of right now, before offensive coordinator, Michael Penix, Jaden Daniels. That's my 1 and 2.
I don't, and this is just my preference. I don't want to go late round. Like, I really want to swing for one of those top guys. You know what I'm saying? I want one of the top 3. You know what I'm saying? Maybe 4, if that, at where we're at. And I think it's time for us to swing for that. I don't want to have to bring in another third, fourth round quarterback and then have to struggle with that. Let's go ahead and swing for one of those top guys. But do you think Jimmy G is still going to be on the roster, or you feeling that he's out the door? Because I don't think anybody is going to want to pick him up. It might be a desperation situation where somebody might say, "Hey, I'll give you a Happy Meal for Jimmy G." But what are your thoughts on that, man?
First of all, we should have not even brought that guy first. First of all, Jimmy, I don't know who I don't know. I don't even know why we brought him. But for me, obviously, it's just something that I feel like shouldn't not even happen in the first place. If you get where I'm coming from, I think that obviously, when it comes down to this whole season, I feel like a lot of this shit should have been prevented. First of all, for me, I think somebody would take Jimmy G. Me personally, I think somebody would take Jimmy G. I mean, either you release him or you give him up to somebody. I think somebody would take a shot at Jimmy G. I think somebody's stupid enough out there. Some organization is stupid out there to take us. Oh, okay, give me Jimmy G then, and I would be like, all right, take him. Shit, I don't give a fuck. You know. So for me, obviously, I think you need to revamp the whole quarterback position, except for Aiden O'Connell. I think Aiden O'Connell backup quarterback, and then you go get a veteran quarterback from veteran minimum or somebody that's decent enough, that could probably get the job done if needed, and then you go get the rookie quarterback, bro. I think you have to take Jimmy G out, bro. You have to. There's like if you stick with him.
I no, and I'm with you. Like, I'm not saying that I want Jimmy G on this roster. You know what I'm saying? Like, as like, if I had the choice of moving on from Jimmy G, but I just that money that we have tied to him, I don't see how we're just going to be like, oh, we're gonna bite the bullet on that. You know what I'm saying? And just have dead money, just like dead. Like, I I I I don't know. I really don't know on that. That's why I keep saying, like, it might be a situation where we do draft that quarterback, and let's just say he becomes a starter, and because Jimmy G's making that much money, he has to be our backup. Like, I don't see us spending millions of dollars, and that would look really stupid on our end. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I was a beat writer or ESPN, I would be talking about the Raiders if they did that. Have Jimmy G be our emergency quarterback, and he's making millions of dollars from us. Like, that ain't.
He's robbing us. I ain't gonna lie.
Exactly.
He's robbing us, bro. He's literally
Exactly.
taking us. So Patriots might take Jimmy G for a king size Snickers. Jimmy G, Illuminor, and Brandon Bolden can all go back to New England. That's a fact. Hey, I agree there. No one traded for Jimmy G. Jack, I don't know. Oh, he's replying to him. Lake Show says, "What up, Raider Twuan?" I take JJ McCarthy, but not in the first round. Yeah, JJ McCarthy is not a first round guy. I think he's like a second. I think he's a second round quarterback. Which, hey, he's another quarterback that I would say everybody keep an eye on, man. A second guy, and he's in the national championship against Michael Penix. So I'm gonna pay attention to that quarterback battle. Also, I'm gonna do it on Monday. The national championship game on Monday. So if you guys want to come by, peep the quarterbacks with me. let's see what these guys are made of. Then you come on a thing. And I see Thor in the building. What up, Thor? I don't know where your comment went. Shout out to Raider Nation Drinking Club in the building. What's good, Thor? Good to see you. Hope all is well.
Yee.
Yep. Shout out to everybody, man. So obviously, me to answer this full blown question, I would draft a quarterback, go get a veteran quarterback to back up both of these guys. Aiden O'Connell's the backup quarterback, and you got yourself a quarterback position up there. So Penix, Jaden Daniels, as of right now, and I'm gonna say this again, as of right now, is 1 and 2 for me. If Caleb enters the draft, then Michael Penix is 1, Jaden Daniels is 2, and Caleb is 3, in my opinion. Okay, that's just me. I know people are Drake May's fan. I'm not that big of a Drake May fan.
I like Drake.
Bo Nix, yeah, he's like 5th, 6th for me. Obviously, Drake May is right behind those 3 that I said. And then, yeah, I'll give you guys the full breakdown once I watch more film. I just got the film for college, so now I'm really gonna go full blown draft mode. After the Broncos game, especially, you know, to see what my rankings are, what I think pros and cons, what did I see, what did I not.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, but all I know is I've been right. I've been right a lot of times in the draft. I just gotta say that again. I don't want to toot my own horn, but apparently everybody likes their toot their own horn in the in this YouTube world. So I'm gonna toot my own horn too. I've been right about a lot of things in the draft. Best believe that. Check my resume. So I can't wait for that. But jokes aside, give me your overall answer, Twuan, on that question right there. What would you do? What's your quarterback room looking like next year?
Like I said, I think my quarterback room is a drafted quarterback. Us actually getting one of the top guys, and then Jimmy G. Just money wise, it's not my favorite decision, but money wise, Jimmy G be number 2, and then of course Aiden O'Connell's going to have to be the emergency.
Okay, interesting. And I see somebody talk about Devontae Adams, which kind of leads me to we kind of went on a lot of a tangent on these debates, and I ain't gonna lie, this is gonna be the talk of the town for the off season. A lot of these things. Shout out to Queen Raider. What up, Queen? Good to see you. Hope all is well. Shout out to Lake Show Raider. Says Caleb, Nix, and May are better than Penix. We need mobile guys. I see Penix is mobile. You haven't seen him be mobile? He's mobile. I go lie, Lake Show, go watch him against Texas, bro. He is a mobile guy, bro. He is a mobile guy. But yeah, he is a mobile guy. He's not as mobile as actually. Caleb is more mobile, but he's more. He's about, if not more mobile than Bo Nix, and he did beat Bo Nix. And then Drake May. I need to see more tape on him to really evaluate fully. But Michael Penix is mobile. He ain't Jaden Daniels mobile, but he mobile. Good enough to get out of the pocket. He says Russell Wilson, Penix, and AOC. He's really riding for Russell Wilson. Hey, I like it, man. I respect it. You're standing on your... I love that, man. I love to see everybody, man. No matter what, we need 2 mobile quarterbacks. I feel that, man. So let's go on to... And I see somebody said, is Adams a full go? And that kind of leads me to... wait, that's not it. Wait, where is it? Oh, here it is. So here's the next one. The final topic at hand before we get to the fun thing, right? The fun little boat takes part. Raiders versus Broncos preview. Just win, baby, or better draft position. Twuan, do we lose, get a better draft position, or do we just keep doing what our motto is, and that's just win, baby? Take it away.
Just win, baby. Beat the donkeys for real. Let them know that they ain't got no chance in whatever you want to call it, that they gonna beat the Raiders. Let them know that we own them. Let them know that hey, there's no possibility. Ain't gonna happen. Even on your best day and our worst day, y'all gonna beat us. What do we say all the time? We own the donkeys.
Facts.
So why not own the donkeys?
Okay.
in week 18?
Mm-hmm.
Just
Facts.
win.
Shout out to Thor. He says I like Penix, but then you have that's the problem right there, Thor. He has one of those stories where it's like you like to call those draft stories a little bit of a Cinderella story. A guy similar to Tua Tagovailoa. Remember when Tua came out of the draft? Everybody's saying his injuries, his things are gonna take a part of him. It's similar to that where he went against the adversity and ended up coming out on top. He went from tearing his ACL both before college and then in the beginning of college to ended up becoming the starter to end up winning games and now taking Washington to the national championship. You see where I'm talking about the Cinderella story? So that's kind of what he's got. That's a little thing knocking him a little. I think that's the biggest con from him is his few injuries. End the season with the W. Just win, baby. AP better get that win. Just win. Fuck the donkeys. Win AP. We win to keep AP. And there you go. For me, I'm never gonna go against what the Raiders stand for, and that's just win, baby. I'm tired of people going away from that. I'm tired of people saying, "Hey, we need a better draft position. That's more important." No, it's not. You could get a good player at no matter what the position is. You never know who's gonna pan out, who's not. If you ask me, what's scarier? It's scarier to pick somebody in the top 10 than it is to get picked in the middle of the first round. Because at least in the top 10, have we done a good job at that recently, y'all? Let's be honest. Have we done a good job at picking in the top 10? I know Tyree Wilson is starting to come into his own, but he's still worth the seventh pick. Was Clelin Ferrell worth that third pick? Was like I could keep going. Jamarcus Russ. Like I don't want to go down that route, but I'm saying we haven't had the best in the top 10. So for me, obviously, you gotta at least we hey we we're eliminated from playoff contention. All right, it is what it is. But best believe you better go out there and at least leave the season with the win. Just win, baby. The commitment to excellence, right? At the end of the day, is your will to win. And it doesn't say your will to lose. It doesn't say to lose. It says to win. And that starts with obviously beating these sorry ass donkeys that have Stidham at quarterback.
What does it say for us in momentum that we sweep the AFC West at the end of the season?
Shout out to Gord.
Just saying.
Shout out to Leo. What's good, Leo? Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. You guys should trade for Justin Fields. Shout out to Alberto Soto, 49ers fan here. You guys should trade for Justin Fields or try to get Murray. And the Raiders are playing for Coach Antonio Pierce. That's a new one, actually. Kyler Murray. That's a new one. I think between Murray and Fields, I think if it's a possibility, I feel like the Raiders would go out and trade Justin Fields just because that Champ Kelly. If they keep Champ Kelly, it'll kind of have that little similarity between Champ Kelly and Justin Fields, and it'll be cheaper. But we'll see what happens, right? The 7th-game win streak has been more than enough for the fumble, man. We need to just win, baby. For me, just win, baby. Go out there, beat the Broncos. Also, I see somebody said, is Devontae Adams a full goal? Yes, he is. He actually came out and kind of vouched. I don't know if you guys see my YouTube short. He vouched for Antonio Pierce. If you guys did not peep that, he actually vouched for Antonio Pierce. If you guys want to hear the press conference, I have it right here on my YouTube as well. But here you guys go so you guys can watch it yourselves. Hopefully you guys could hear it.
Oh, that's my vote, and I've been vocal about that, and that's that's basically how the whole locker room feels, and with good reason. I mean, he's come in and done a great job, and he's continued to win us over. It's not just the comfortable thing. I think having AP here will be it'll be good for this organization. He kind of embodies what it means to be a Raider, and that mentality, that swag, and all the things that he endorses is the things that I believe in. So it's easy for a guy like me, especially having dealt with him a little bit this year now and gotten to know him and see his evolution, in front of the team, and all those things, all the different fields of being a head coach. So definitely root for him.
That kind of twist a little bit in the head coaching thing as well. I forgot to show that earlier. So the players are riding for him, man. As of right now, the only one to speak is Adams. Obviously, he said a lot of people in the locker room feel the same way. So I wonder if who else is gonna speak out. But so far, Adams has said strictly, "Hey, he's got my vote. That's who I want as a coach." And if Tay has anything to stay with the Raiders, it would most likely he has a big say as well in what goes on. But at the end of the day, you never know, right? So obviously the Raiders versus Broncos. If you guys didn't know, they benched Russell Wilson. Max also wants him. Oh, okay, for sure. There you go, Max too. So there you go. For the Broncos, obviously they have Stidham starting now. Stidham instead of Russell Wilson. So Stidham wants to show that, hey, you let me go. You didn't sign me. Fuck you. And I'm gonna come out and play. That's what he's most likely gonna do. As far as the Raiders go, obviously Aiden O'Connell again. Um, everybody's a full go. Hey, I can't say anything better, but just win, baby. Go out there, smack these guys. At least give me something I could keep my head high and be like, hey, we beat these guys, man. Fuck them. You feel me? So hopefully. And it also seems like Stidham is a curse. Like so far, like Stidham was our quarterback last year, our backup quarterback, and then our starting quarterback got benched, and then this season Russell Wilson got benched. He's kind of like that, like Grim Reaper. Like he's kind of like that bad luck for starting quarterbacks. But obviously, hey, I'm ready. I think it's a 1 o'clock game if I'm not mistaken, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. So it's something that we could all, you feel me? Hopefully keep our heads high on that, man. But as far as previewing it, I don't really got much to say. Just besides they got Stidham, we got Aiden O'Connell. Let's at least get a win. Their defense is okay. It's been worse than last year. Their defense was better last year. They have a lot of injuries. The On the Raiders side, obviously, there's a couple guys that are in the injury report um, that I know of. Obviously, Josh Jacobs again has been out another week. So that's something again to monitor. This guy has been hurt the last 3 weeks. So that should have been a topic. I should have put that as a topic too. The running back position. What do you do there? We'll probably talk about it next week. But
I
Mhm.
I I don't I yeah, it's worth having the discussion about it, but I think it's more a precaution thing. Of course, he has an injury that he can re-aggravate it and make it worse than what the situation is, and it's just kind of like, hey, if we're gonna have you, and this might be the approach because I think AP talked about it just a little bit. He didn't like go really, really into it, but like just kind of reading between the lines. I think he's more of like, hey, if we're gonna keep you around for next year, we might as well just keep you healthy so that healthy enough so that you can get to the off season, get whatever surgery or whatever else you need to get so that you're ready and fully ready to go for us this upcoming season. So I think it's more of a holding out for the future, and I think that's kind of what it is. Of course, he's a competitor. Yeah, he wants to get out there, but they're also kind of moving on the caution of, if we want you, if we're definitely going to be committing to you next year, we need you to be healthy. So I think that's their play and the battle.
And I agree there as well. And obviously, yeah, the Broncos are gonna go through something worse than us next year. Their whole cap space issue is an issue. They traded away all their first round picks, so they're fucked practically. Um, and then the Chiefs look like they're declining. I mean, if you ask me, if they don't fix that whole, you feel me, Eric Bieniemy affected them. And also him not having receivers as well, but also at the same time is no excuse for a quarterback that is apparently, you feel me? I don't gotta go down that route. So obviously for me, just win, baby. That's what I would like to say there. Obviously, uh, I don't have nothing else to say about the preview. This preview is kind of more basic for me. Like just go out there and win.
Don't slouch. You know what I'm saying? Don't
Yeah, that too as
don't
well.
don't don't slouch. Just say, oh, we got Stidham. Oh, it's whatever. Like, no, don't slouch because Stidham is going to try to come in and try to do his best to torch us up. And if we come in playing like we play with the Colts and let them hit us first instead of bringing a fight to the Broncos, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it might be a long game. I'll just say it like that. Not saying that Stidham is the best thing in the world, but if you give somebody that ain't got hope some hope, it could turn some things around.
Facts. No, they threatened Wilson to change his contract. Rays were allowed to bench Carr. Oh, I got you. White came through me fantasy. And Zamir White, this is another game for him to step up again. Show me what you got. Hey, if you could do it 4 games in a row with decent play, then you start talking about the running back. A shout out to Auntie6. He says, just for the panel, how would you fix the offensive line next year? Me, simple. Go on free agency, get 3 veterans. That I think that's the easiest answer I could give right there, Auntie6 to you. Is free agency, bro. I'm not going with another rookie offensive lineman, bro. You gotta go out there and get veterans, bro. You have to.
I had people looking at me crazy and talking to me crazy because I said that like probably like a month ago. I was like, look, from center to right tackle, just get some veterans in here. Just solidify that. But I with that being said, you're not getting rid of guys. The guys that are starters right now, guess what? They'll be our rotation and backup. You know what I'm saying? So you know, we like Thayer, but you know, Illuminor, if he still wants to be here on, you know, a cheap contract or whatever, backup. You know, but we definitely have to upgrade in those spots.
Mm-hmm. Facts. He says, get rid of James, move Parham to center, and get better guards. You know, obviously that could be the other route. Parham did pretty good at center when he got moved there. So for me, that could be another possibility. Instead, go for 2 guards, right? Obviously, and then get a right tackle, or get a center and get a right tackle, and and hope that the guard could get help from the center, right? You could do it that way to simplify things, right? Um, but obviously there's 3 major spots on this offensive line that causes a little bit of friction, and it's the right tackle, the right guard, and the center position. Now you need to take care of at least 2 of the 3, I would say, in order to really boost up the offensive line. um, at the end of the day, you could obviously stick with them again, but I don't like the offensive line. Me personally, I haven't been liking the offensive line since last year. But you know, everybody said that you know, I was just making excuses, but it wasn't excuses. Now everybody's seeing it for what it is.
Yeah.
So for me, obviously, Colton Miller has one of the best tackles graded this year. Past everything, he's been good this year. Parham did a great job. You know, he's been one of those underrated offensive linemen this year, that nobody really speaks about. Andre James, you know, like Twan likes to say, uh, negative yardage guy, negative 3,000, negative.
Yeah, Andre
Eh,
negative 3,000.
Hundred days, negative 3,000. And then Illuminor, I never liked Illuminor, me personally, but I mean, he did a good job sometimes, and also did a bad job at times. I want a consistent O line. I don't want to up down, up down, up down, up down. You feel me? I don't like that shit. So, obviously, you need to go take care of it. I rather trust veterans than free agents. I mean, veterans than rookies. But if you go out in the draft, draft somebody, and then you get a couple of veterans, hey, I'm all for it. You know, at the end of the day, you still got there Munford. Did everybody forget about Munford? He's coming up, man. It's his 3rd year now, I believe. Well, he's gonna enter his 3rd year. So that means only progression from there. So is that a route you would like to take? That all depends. These are all like what ifs and what route and stuff like that. So it's gonna be an interesting offseason. I will say that. But for me, I think you go out to get veterans, man. Um, he says need a third linebacker. Shout out to T Potter. He says need a third linebacker. Spillane was great. Diablo stepped up. Bernie is still a work in progress. I like that too. I think Twan said earlier about getting another linebacker onto the core, which I'm all for that as well.
Yeah, it's just they can address that, and I keep saying we can address it in the draft, but there's also undrafted free agents that you know we've been actually pretty good at picking a few of those, you know, along the way. So it's just making sure we get those guys and bringing those guys in and you know get them acclimated to what needs to be done. I think Patrick Graham, if he's here, he has a great system, you know, for that, and where players can grow from being an undrafted free agent and actually be worth something, on the field. So yeah, we definitely can do that. I've been saying that since the beginning of the season with our linebackers. I Spillane coming out was a question mark for me. Diablo, we knew what he was bringing to the table. But then what? And Bernie hasn't really stepped up to be that guy. So definitely, even with us only using 2 linebackers, in a majority of our sets, we still need that other reserve, that good reserve, because we know, just showing from this past season, that Diablo goes down. You know what I'm saying? Spillane is banged up. Then we're really hurting that linebacker immediately. So to have that backup, it would definitely help.
Facts. And I see because my 49ers is not great. We rank 17 and the Raiders are ranked 15. And look at us, 9. Is that true? We're ranked 15 and the Niners are ranked 17 in offensive line, and the Niners are number 1 in the NFC. If that's a true, I need to research that before I confirm that. But let me look that up after the show, whatever. Do my research, and then I'll come back next week to see if it's true. If that's true, that might tweak. I mean, it still won't tweak what I would do with our offensive line, but it will tweak in my little bit of a mindset on why things are what they are, right? But obviously, we're gonna go to the fun part of stuff, right? Broncos, Raiders, both takes. You feel me? None of us. I don't think none of us hit last week. I ain't gonna lie. The way it went, I don't. I said that. I think I said that Aiden O'Connell would throw for 3+ yards again, 3+ touchdowns. He didn't. He only got 2, so I was almost right. And then you said Zamir White would get 100+ yards again, I think, and he had 70 something, so he was close too. And then I forgot the rest of them. But
I think I said Merrick.
Merrick. I think, what did I say, bro? I forgot. I honestly forgot. I think I said Nate Hobbs interception. That didn't happen. I don't think it happened. So
No,
now let's go on to this week. Hopefully we ended off the season with a good note. What you got for me? Both take on offense or defense. Where you want to start off?
Let's go offense.
Okay. What you thinking?
Let's go offense. Tucker touchdown.
Tucker touchdown. Okay.
Tucker
Tucker
touchdown.
touchdown.
Well, no, that's not a bold take. Well, yeah, it is
He
because he
technically
really
is
don't.
because he only has had what 2 touchdowns that one game. That's it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say. Damn. I don't know. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna say
because they still got Simmons in their backfield, right? Safety.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Let me see. Let me double check that. I'm not sure. I haven't really checked their shit. I think they still have him. I'm gonna say Aiden O'Connell throws for 300+ yards. That's what I'm gonna say.
Ooh, okay.
He was close last week. He was at 290 something, I think, 280 something. So I'm gonna say he ends off the season with 300+ yards. I'm not saying touchdowns. I'm saying 300+ yards passing the ball. So that's my bold take. Very bold take. The defense side of the ball, though, I'm gonna say Jack Jones gets a pick. You know what? I'm saying it's 140. I need Jack Jones to get one more interception.
Jack Jones. He needed to redeem himself from the bad ref calls he got last week. That's bad. Like, can we talk about that?
What?
about the refs call about him being offsides.
It was a dumb fucking call, bro. You already know they were gonna mess us up, bro. You already knew, bro. You already knew we're the Raiders.
They didn't want us to win.
They didn't want us to win, bro. They don't want us in the
They
playoffs.
didn't want us to win. Cause Hey, because he would have missed that. That would have been immediately turnover on downs, right? We could have marched down the field, kicked the field goal. Didn't even have to score a touchdown. Just kick a field goal,
Mm,
win the
yeah,
game.
facts. So what you got for defense, man? Bold take right now. What you
Bold
got?
take. I got. You said Jack Jones.
Mhm.
Oh, I got Max Crosby, baby. Max
Okay.
Crosby.
Okay.
Max Crosby, 3 sacks.
Okay.
3
Three
sacks.
sacks. Max Crosby ended off with 3 sacks. By the way, I forgot about this. Shout out to Max Crosby. Shout out to AJ Cole, the punter. Both Pro Bowlers, which it should have. I think personally. I think knowing the other receivers, never mind. I was gonna say Adams should deserve it, but I have seen the other receivers, and I ain't gonna lie, you can't. Statistic wise, it sucks that he didn't make the Pro Bowl because he deserves it, even though the quarterbacks couldn't give him the ball over time this season. But obviously, I think congratulations to Max Crosby, well deserved. AJ Cole, well deserved. Uh, we're gonna see what happens, right? Bold take on D scores again this game. So he says the defense scores again. Okay, okay. I went live yesterday. I'm going live tomorrow for sure, JT. That's good, man. Max, keep up the grind, brother. Max might sit the fourth quarter. We're gonna see. I think if we're winning by a lot, they might. But I think this team wants to win at the end, bro. I think at the end of the day, they want to win. So hopefully they could come out
What
here.
what does he have to sit for? Well, I mean,
Yeah,
if we're scoring 60 63, you know what I'm saying? Then maybe he does sit, but it's the last game of the season.
yeah.
What does he really got to sit for?
I don't know. I hope they don't sit none of these guys. I'm pretty sure they all want to go out there and play. I know Max Crosby especially wants to go out there and play. He wanted to play through injury, so I wouldn't doubt it if like Antonio Pierce says, "Hey, let's all chill. I'm gonna bench some of you guys." He's probably gonna be like, "Nah, let me go play."
Mhm.
So I think we're good on that. And then an extra bold take, fun bold take. I don't know. I- we see a Broncos player throw his helmet. I don't
Okay.
know what Broncos player, but I think a Broncos player throws that helmet. I think.
A wide receiver is going to get into one of our corners.
Okay, it's probably gonna be Jack Jones. Let's be honest. It's probably gonna be Jack Jones,
Hey,
bro.
hey, y'all be on my boy Jack Jones like that. Don't be getting on my boy Jack Jones like that. Amik be barking just as much too. People don't realize. Hey, you listen to that mic'd up. They had to censor a whole bunch of stuff he was saying over there.
Yeah, they
Like
did. They did.
Amik be talking his stuff.
He also did that too. Thor Devontae did drop a lot of catchable balls this year, man. I don't know. I think his whole mindset was fucked since the beginning because of everything that happened. I would say, this will set the standard and bar for what we do this offseason. Okay, okay. We play Max. There's no reason to get him hurt. Oh, well, that's understandable too to not get him hurt. But let's be honest. He's gonna go out there and play. He always wants to play, right? He always says no matter what it is, he always wants to go out there and play.
No matter if we and I hate to say it like this, no matter if we sit him or not, he's still gonna get surgery. He still got a surgery date. So I hate to say it like that, but you know,
It's the reality of it. Yeah.
yeah, it's the reality of it. He's gonna have to get surgery during the off season. So I don't know if they'll, I don't even know if he'll want that. Like,
Yeah.
look, I'm gonna get surgery regardless. So whatever gets tore up is gonna get fixed, and I'll have enough time to heal up
He said
for next season.
He said, "Bold take a meek, healthy scratch. Bold take Merritt gets a pick six. Okay, as long as you keep it cool, we cool. Wait, what happened? I'm confused. Oh, first time. Oh, first time in the channel. Like the vibes, the chats. Respectful to a 49ers fan. Definitely subscribe to your channel. Good luck Sunday. Get that W, man. I appreciate you, man. Make sure to subscribe. Both those. We both got a separate channel. They're both in the description. But I appreciate that, man. Hey, same thing like all I said there in the chat. As long as you're respectful, we're respectful back, man. At the end of the day, we got a rivalry. And when it comes to rivalry, hey, we're going to talk a lot of trash, but that's the game of football at the end of the day, man. So shout out to you, man. We appreciate that. I appreciate that. Hey, I would say respectfully, I would say good luck to the Niners, but I don't wish you no good luck. I don't wish the Niners good luck. But hey, you guys are doing good things over there. But hey, y'all are showing the blueprint of drafting. I will say that. I will give you guys their credit. But besides that, I hope you guys lose in the playoffs. But hey, I'm glad you were here, man. Hey, you feel me? Good vibes out here. My family all Raider fans. I feel that, man. I could imagine how them talks be. That them family dinners, family get-togethers. I know how that be. Half of my family. Well, actually, one, it's three parts of my family. So one part is Cowboy fans, another part are Niner fans, and then my part is Raider fans. So you could see a little bit three split right there. You feel me? So, um, I feel that vibe, man. I feel that vibe. But on that note, y'all, obviously, me and Twan both want us to win. Obviously, I would put predictions, but obviously, just win, baby. We answered it. But hey, Twan, let them know where they could find you. What other live you got in store? Videos coming up. What you got for us, man?
Yeah, man, it's getting close to the end of the season. I got a whole bunch of stuff that I got going. Definitely you guys that are on the SE experience. I know there's, 2 million, followers over there. So definitely come over and click the subscribe button at Raider Twuan. It is a positive place where you can come and talk your Raider football. You can talk whatever team you are a fan of. I got people that are not Raider fans that are subscribers of the congregation, and that is the name of the best chat that YouTube has to offer. They named themselves and they called themselves the congregation. So definitely come over to Raider Twuan and join the congregation no matter what team you are. We talk football, we talk positivity, we talk motivation. You're gonna get a little life skill, little life, it influenced motivation, and definitely you're gonna get a little comedy and laugh, but definitely you're gonna get my truth, and that's what I call Raider gospel. But yeah, I'll be dropping a whole lot of stuff coming up. Another live soon, probably maybe this weekend, because I definitely need to release the full definition of what Raider gospel is. That is something that over at our chat we call something. So definitely I'm going to be giving the definition of that moving forward. And even though the season is about to be over, I'm still going to be live. I'm still going to be bringing out content. I'm still going to be dropping videos. So you do not want to miss that moving forward all the way throughout the off season, because I will be definitely active. So come over to Raider Twuan, subscribe. Also on the other side, I am a man of faith. So if you need prayer for your family or whatever is going on in your life, hit me up on IG at Twuan, TWUAN. Like I always say, your business is between me, you, and the Lord. I don't put your business out there in the street. So just hit me up on IG. Let me know what you need, for prayer, and I will definitely be in prayer for whatever's going on in your life. Also, yeah, if you want to be a donor, organ donor, we are advocates at Raider Twuan for being an organ donor. So if you want to be an organ donor, it's always in the description of all of my videos and lives. So just go to one of my videos, click the like button while you're there, and then just go into my description and you can see all the information on how to be an organ donor.
Facts, man. And shout out to everybody, man. Uh, he says Twan gonna need to pull up and explain the 10-7 take damn. JT already going, you gonna start pulling up some receipts. Eric, you're gonna have to pull up too. I got some things we need to talk about. I'm gonna be in the chat because I usually people know that, it's nothing against no one. Obviously I don't pop into too many chats in the afternoon, nighttime, or sometimes I can't pop into panels. That's nothing against me not wanting to join. It's just usually I'm busy with personal things. I've gotten busier lately. People know a lot of stuff. You may connect it, but I've been a lot busy with personal things later on. But I'll be in the chat. I'll try to do my best to be in the chat. I'll pop in. What time? Shout out to Leo for the 199 Super J. Says, huge shout out, SC. Always keep it real. Go Irish. Why you gotta add the go Irish, man? The Notre Dame. Come on, Leo. But I appreciate that, man. You already know over here, USC fight on, man. But hey, shout out to you, man. I appreciate that. Hey, much love, man. Much love. You already know, man. Keep doing your thing, man. Keep doing your thing as well. I'm on record with my prediction of 9-0. Hopefully, I'm just a game off. We had a bet that you got to answer for things you said. We'll talk about it. Don't worry. Honestly, we got a long. Oh, go ahead.
The champ is here, ladies and gentlemen.
Twuan won fantasy. Twuan won the fantasy. Congratulations to Twuan. If there was one person I wanted to win besides me, it was Twuan. My boy Twuan took it home.
Let's go. Hey, 2 for 1 won the championship, baby. 2 for 1.
Hey, Twuan won, man. Twuan won. So I ain't gonna lie, I'll take that as a win because that represents the 2 for 1 Nation podcast. So he won.
Sir.
I'll take it. On the other one, with I know Leo's in that one with me and the rest of them Protect the Shield. That one I kind of sucked. I ain't gonna lie. That one I got out of the playoffs, but at least I was in last place on that one. But this one, I made the playoffs, got bounced out the first round because somebody, the Cowboys like to choke all the fucking time. Dak Prescott and CeeDee Lamb decided to show up last week, but not show up the first week of playoffs. So yeah,
right.
I blame the Cowboys. But SC, we need to go to an SC versus Notre Dame game next year. Hey, for sure, man. We go see the schedule. We gonna see all that, man. We got it, man. But shout out to everybody, man. Congratulations to Twuan. For me, SC Raiders Talk, also known as SC in general or Eric. Shout out to everybody, man. Of course, we're on the road to 2,000 subscribers. We're close. We're less than 30 away from 2,000 subscribers. So please hit that subscribe button for your boy, man. We're so close. And on top of that as well, I appreciate you guys, man. I'll be live again Monday. So this is how it's gonna go. Monday, National Championship live, play-by-play, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. 7 p.m. 30 p.m. Eastern. So go is there. Then obviously we have Tuesday post-game for me, post-game Broncos, and then talk about all the quarterback stuff like that. And then Thursday, obviously, 2 for 1 Nation podcast. We'll talk about the recap. And then, obviously, there's no games moving forward. So we'll just talk about the quarterback stuff like that, more that we see in the Raider news and stuff like that, man. So we're going to talk about all that. The NBR one was won by Myra G. She beat me on the finals by 2 points. I seen that. You lost by 2 points. That is tough. But shout out to Twuan again, man. Shout out to everybody, man. He says, where is Dark? He's going to have to pull up. Off-season's going to be fun. I need answers. I'll give you answers. It's easy answers, bro. I know what I said in the beginning of the offseason. I said I had no expectations. So you can say whatever you can. You can say I believe in this, that, third. You can say that I said this about a quarterback, but best believe I got a counter to everything. Because you know me, I ain't gonna lie. I'm one of the best debaters out here again. So I'm cool. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I'm locked and loaded. And we'll set something up in the offseason. Just for you, JT, we will set up a show. Strictly you and me. Talk about everything. You know what? Or bring everybody on, but we'll talk about it. We'll do a show and I'll pop in and we'll set up a date that I can and we'll go on. I'll go out there and fight my takes because I have reasons for my takes. I don't say takes to say anything. So on that note, all eyes, yes, the championship game is on Monday, I believe. Let me double check that. National championship.
Eat you some brown crackers while you're at it. Go ahead and get you some brown crackers.
Monday, January 8th. Yes, Monday, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
That's what helped me win the championship. Brown crackers. And Shirley. Shout out to Shirley. Hi, Shirley. Love you, Shirley.
You already know, man. He says, nah, you aren't going to get off with that. Ha, ha, ha. What do you mean? I just said I'm going to pop in. We're going to set up something. What? Debate's going to be live. Dirty's going to pull up too. I'm cool with this shit. You think I'm scared? JT, you've been wrong about things, and don't let me go back in time. Don't let me go back in time and actually take time to research. Because best believe I don't have all the time in the world to research it. But I know a lot of times you've been flip-flopping, JT. I'm not talking about the season, but I'm just talking about it regular. So if we really don't talk about it, don't make me research it. Don't make me research it. Don't make me research it. Not make me research it. You're gonna take up my stuff. You're gonna take up my stuff. You're gonna take up my stuff. Shout out to Raider Band. He said, "What's good, Eric and Twuan? What's good, Raider Band? Good to see you. Hope all is well, man. Shout out to everybody." He said, "Do it." It's easy to get JT worked up. It's really easy to get JT worked
Hey,
up.
hey, I said 10-7. You know what I'm saying?
I said no expectations in record.
That was before everything started popping off. That was the release of schedule, and I said 10-7. So for me to be somewhat 2 games off, I'll take it.
Yeah, and who would have known, right? Who would have known that Chandler just would go haywire and fucking
Right.
the things that happened would have happened. So we're gonna see what happens. Obviously, there's a lot of things that sucked this season. A lot of us didn't expect certain things. Other people expected things. For me, I didn't have expectations on the record, but I did have expectations with players, and it sucks that those players didn't succeed. I had high hopes and hoping that the system would hopefully work. That you have a system quarterback, but I guess not. And that all had to do with the coach that I've been talking about. That I gave a little bit of, a layway last year, and then he proved me right from the beginning when I said he was not that good of a coach. I didn't even know he was a fucking thing. But we'll see what happens. On that note, y'all, blessings to you guys and your families, man. You already know SC Raiders talk. You already know what it is, man. I'll see you guys Monday. For me, Monday. For us, both combined on the panel Thursday. And I will catch you guys in a little bit. Obviously, you'll probably see me on. Hopefully, I could pull up to JT's. I'll be in the chat for sure, 100% though. If I can, but I think I can, obviously. So we're gonna go there. You feel me? Go hit up JT because he's apparently gonna go full haywire on all of us, for saying the things we did. We'll see what happens, right? So shout out to everybody, man. Blessings to you guys and your family, man. On that note, man, the 2-for-1 Nation podcast, man. 2 brothers, 1 nation, and that's the Raider Nation, man. You already know your boy Raider Twuan, SC Raiders Talk, aka boy SC, man. Happy New Year's to everybody, man. Happy holidays, and until next time, y'all. We are out. Peace.
Is the will